game trades, and obviously Rumble can also push into the Ambessa early as well.
Yep.
And then you've got Monkey that is looking for those setups in lanes, but when you have that priority, you can also like to make that commitment in time really work. Taeyun and Monkey have to go again.
Oh, they're going again, but the snare lands onto Taeyun. Good flash away from Xiaoya to get around for the turret. He has the turret aggro to pick up the kill. One more auto short. Xiaoya completely outplays the dive and hits the Q on the stack.
Because Vampire died right then. Senna gets a kill. They had to further commit into this dive that ended up in a disaster.
Xiaoya,
might get one here. Wait.
We were hyping you up so well, and you recall out of position, and they give Taeyun the kill. Yeah, you called it out. The priority through from Climber is going to come onto this first dragon. You pick that one about 6.5 minutes once he gets this smite through. So Climber, as we continue to spotlight him, getting his first action in such a long time trouble, is utilizing the pressure of this bot side to grab that neutral.
He's
but
not been seen.
Monkey
He's not been seen.
has not been spotted. You called that out, and he's going to get hit by a dredge line again in the middle of the Zixtal's impact. They have the Senna ult to come across here for Xiaoya. Heal comes down for YCX, but a couple more shots from Taeyun will find the kill. Xiaoya has to force a retreat, but here comes Climber trying to make up without their support present. Gonna get the whip, comes sliding on to Taeyun through Vampire. Gets the first kill. Now Monkey and Vampire are completely separated. Another great snare lands for Xiaoya. The Ixtal's impact though from Monkey is pristine. Gets the stun on the wall, but he's gonna dive under their turret again to trade himself with Xiaoya. Climber makes sure. And NIP.
Okay, that is illegal.
5-game win streak. Oh,
that is borderline illegal.
Oh, and Vampire knows it, flashing forward, but does not get the hostile takeover on anybody. XQW uses the Sand Soldiers to buy some space, but Monkey has the Impale, but XQW quicker to the F key, gets over it, but Taeyun has a flash of his own, hits the Chains of Corruption, the Rock of WE. A lot of it is thanks to those grubs. They're getting so much value. I gotta think they're a main reason why. You can see it in the turret plate, and just showed it 6 turret plates to 1 for WE. That's a ton of gold that really helped them get this lead.
The Rift Herald, because he was spotted as I'm going to hold on to this.
Oh, YCX gets the dredge line on the Vampire. Hostile takeover comes in. Monkey with that Impale. Whiffs on absolutely nobody, but it's actually the Chains of Corruption from Taeyun that's again going to find a good pick onto Climber. The Crescent Guard going to drop soon, and all the damage will pour in. Cube finds the first kill, trying to press the tempo for Team WE. But once again, they won't be able to continue their tantrum of a fight. They only get 1 kill and get out.
Wow, that was actually so... It was a funny turn of events right there, because I think every ultimate under the sun just missed. But WE come out on top. I was just about to say, Cube resetting down the bot lane and threatening walk into that Herald. Got WE that win over there, but Cube actually reset and hold up because Monkey's looking
There's one ult that wasn't used, Trouble. It's the Equalizer that gets XQW cut down to size, and they don't care about those bot waves and everything Sasa's doing because they're knocking down the mid lane. Piercing Arrow gonna set up the kill onto YCX, but he takes one with him. Karis dragged down by the
WE straight towards the Dragon. It will be the 3rd one for LGD, and Monkey's already in.
These guys are just all about fighting. That's the cleanse out of Xiaoya. Monkey waiting for an Impale angle. They have to be wary of XQW off to the side. They're starting to get flanked here. The Dragon drops below about 3,000. Another great weave as well from Karis. And Monkey's flashing over it to hit the Impale. He holds Climber in space and still spikes the Dragon down. You put Climber in, he's still not enough for the might of Monkey.
Start hitting hard with all the ricochet damage.
Again, there's not enough time, and Vampire looking to be proactive, even on the Renata. Flashes to hold Xiaoya in place, but look at the Rippers divide from XQW. Taeyun gets thrown into the meat grinder. Can Cube rescue this fight with the Equalizer? No, because Sasa is trying to run wild on the backline, but runs out of gas in the tank. Xiaoya's going to try to provide the healing potion for this squad, who's hitting from halfway across the fight. Xiaoya's damage, they may be mosquito bites, but they're looking lethal into everybody that isn't. And we're about to get beefier on that Senna build, as a Last Whisper has been completed, so likely going to be an LDR 3rd for Xiaoya as he gets to that 80 range point on the Senna Soul stacking. Important to track. Ooh, handshake. Ooh. Hey, good. Dredge land there from YCX. The flash forward for Monkey, though. Just like that, the snap engage and the hostile takeover. It's absolutely marvelous. Down go the LGD bottom lane.
Monkey with a fantastic engage right there. Catchy Xiaoya with the tip of the ult. Xiaoya had flash. I was just about to say, remember the whole skirmish that we saw earlier? Xiaoya didn't even have to flash or cleanse. He has his summoners available. He did get skill check right there from Monkey. Doesn't press his flash on time. Gets stunned by the Skarner ult. Taken down, and now LGD. Climber a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, they're too late to this play. XQW tries to TP in. Starting to get that lethal tempo stacking a bit, but Some very good patience here from WE. They actually decide against a fight for once, knowing they already won. They've got Otacon. They've got control of this bottom river, with Xiaoya still yet to respawn. Now just gets back out on the map. Taeyun's trying to burn through this Cloud Drake to see if they can get it done before all of LGD group up together and make the push into the river. But there goes the Dragon. Now WE, they can try and scatter, but they do pick off Cube. Great dredge line comes through for YCX, and now Sasa gets to run wild on these solo lanes, just like the Ambessa needs to. So the Dragon and the Otacon come at a bit of a price there, Trouble.
Yeah, and they should lose their mid lane tower for that as well. Unfortunately, there isn't necessarily a wave right there, but still they're going to need to reset from the team WE. So Senna's pushing down that wave. There should be a mid lane tower for LGD right here. This is not the cleanest game we're seeing. You very rarely see Otacon go down and then you don't cash it out. And then you go straight towards that Dragon. Neutral objective to neutral objective when you haven't aced.
Both bottom lane ultimates, 2 of them out for LGD. If Monkey can heal up, you're feeling pretty confident about that from World Elite.
Yeah, I feel like unfortunately for LGD right here, they don't really have any control wards in their inventory. They actually committed this whole time
just to try and keep his team safe, because they're going to buddy up and try and jump their way out. But again, it's Monkey off to the side. It's keeping himself in a solo. Has to use the Impale, trying to deliver Clamor to the rest of his team, but it's a way too desync. The hostile takeover, though, from Vampire hits onto 3 members, and Sasa is stunned to try to fly in. What a flash from Taeyun right over the Emperor's Divide, and now he's like a machine gun barreling down on all of LGD. Triple kill to Taeyun, a wipe down from World Elite.
WE, I'm not gonna lie to you, that looked so grim. That was Xiaoya's time to shine. They were all stuck in a choke point, but they kept overcommitting one by one. But
in a game, Trouble, where we already saw a bit of over-aggression from Vampire, you know, the Vampire of early on in Split 2, right? Just throwing caution to the wind. That was the staple Vampire fight. They've gotten so many people hyped about this player, calling it such a big turnaround for him in this split. He plays patiently, and that hostile takeover, maybe also what saves so many of those health bars. That combined with Taeyun, the rock of this bottom lane and all of WE, this is what has gotten people excited about WE and why they have more wins than many expected, and they're looking for their first win of the play-in tournament as Vampire's hostile takeover locks up YCX as the Baron Siege continues to barrel in to the LGD base.
Yeah, and Karis right here is going to commit his ultimate just to pop them out of the
gosh,
tower range.
He's caught! He's stuck! He's on top of the equalizer! He nearly burns down to the last of it. But that's going to force him back to base. It should mean the base soon to be broken open by these Baroned up cannon minions.
I'm just going to say he has Spheres of Steel, because I can't say anything else, because he did have Flash, but he didn't commit onto it, and Monkey and crew are just charging in with the last ticks of the Baron buff right there. 1 minute remaining, very close to the 4th item as well. Can't they make it before the game is over?
He's also reaching 120 on the soul stacking, so by this point, once he gets that IE done as the 4th item, he really should have a ton of crit chance, if not near 100%, I have to feel, with the new stacking system for the souls. Trying to get control of this bot wave. XQW's poured a lot of attention in there. He's going to recall now. They're going to sacrifice more structures for that bot lane push. Down goes the mid inhibitor turret alongside its inhibitor as well. So 2 waves of supers coming through here. And if you thought Trouble, if we were worried about Monkey's aggressive diving in the early game on a Skarner, I mean, he's so tanky. Are we even worried anymore?
Okay, I'll give you the positives here, all right? That last tower cannot go down unless they've got pressure on the other 2. That bot lane wave is pushed way past the midpoint. YCX, I'm not sure what's happening there. Monkey's in.
Oh, Monkey's in, and he impales 2. Climber gets caught in the impale. The hostile takeover hits both members that Monkey held up, and again, Cloud Soul onto the now 4.5 tank item Skarner. Again, Monkey was running under turrets, getting these public executions. We're going to have to find out now, Trouble. The Baron's being started up by WE.
Yeah, and I think LGD are doing the right move right here. You have to push through that mid lane, push the wave, and let's see if XQW can make the miraculous play with the Azir.
They're just too late for the Baron, at least confident with his big-time Varus behind him, just chasing down one after another. Handshake lands on a YCX, but Monkey goes over the wall, gets the double impale. It's the Monkey highlight show again. Just when you think he's down, he pops over the wall, executes your whole team, and takes the series lead. Monkey Masterclass, Team WE up 1-0.
Team WE giving us flashbacks of the first series. when groups Nirvana and Ascend.
I think on the flip side, Monkey might just try and force Climber to play his game again. Not necessarily by covering a lane as much this time, but again, I think I would be surprised if Monkey might have first roam over here, though, with the wave pushing in their favor. But Monkey spots out Climber, and oh boy, here we go. Pillar down. Monkey trying to throw it down, but it's Vampire linking up with him so well, as they've done all year long. Head of Organized lands onto 2. Flat shield comes out of Xiaoya. He burns his ghost as well, trying to chase down Taeyun. Gets the zap slow that cleanses the slow, but Taeyun's going to fall to Climber. Can Monkey and Vampire try and trade this one back out? They're just going to club their way through, but Xiaoya is just too powerful. Karis comes in a bit late, nearly finds the trade onto XQW. He's going to flash to secure it, but will he pay with his own life? No, because Vampire gets the headbutt pulverize back up, and now they have Xiaoya pinned. Even when you think W are down, they're just too good.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially mid lane, like Price, right? You want that motivation early. You want to start to defend really, really fast. They're going to take that one.
Oh, the realm warping. Yep, Karis is the first one with ultimate up. They've got a 4 versus 3, and Xiaoya with no summoners is easy pickings. Karis going on a killing spree.
Just like the sign, but hold up. Karis.
Karis is playing with another level of confidence right now, using these early game realm warps to try and pick off Sasua, which is the hardest target to really go through this healing. The main damage is really prospering, but Vampire is going to fly in, not before we get the kill from XQW over on to Karis. So what does this fight look like without the rise? Well, it looks pretty damn good with Taeyun here. Grand Starfall comes in. Hello, Climber from the heavens to try and save it, but that Blade Caller from Taeyun. Make sure it's another trade. Taeyun, though, has to be left by Vampire in the 1v1, and Climber's use of that Pantheon Global.
You know, you're like, oh yeah, W don't look very coordinated, right? As I'm saying that, they're trying to walk into this river. Not a very easy task, because they do not have a lot of setup for it.
Waiting on Vampire's vertical will timer for him to really be unleashed, as there is the snap coming out from Xiaoya. Pops the Zeri ultimate, but he's got to run away from Monkey, who has him staring him down in the face. Climber in the background picks up the dragon, but Vampire is going to land the stun onto the slippery YCX. There is the Blade Caller Featherstorm combination from Karis, but it's the Zeri. Xiaoya still firing away with these zaps of lightning, and alongside Climber making a deadly duo for LGD.
Few things here. Xayah cannot play those neutral objectives with no flash, with no ult. Taeyun overextends, ends up getting shut down. Xiaoya, the true winner from this fight right here, because if you do not have pinning down tool, Karis can make out. No!
All right, Climber. I'm liking what we're seeing out of this guy. We talked about game 1, just so reactive until subjugates. Here we go, WE again. They're looking to fight when they're really late to this play, but I like this TP on the XQW. He sidestepped his double onslaught, but he is as doomed as possible. In the background, you saw a Climber use that Grand Starfall to get out of the pit, but maybe it's actually a bigger win for LGD, because I forgot about the York on the side.
Yeah, that's a net positive play for LGD right here for sure. There's a committed TP, sure they lose their mid laner, but they take that bot lane tower and the Herald, which they can pop here and take that mid lane tower as well, which is so important for any team to start breaking the map up. I would like to see LGD actually push another shot right here with the Reap Herald. Since you see members, yeah, there's 3 members spread on the side lanes right here, so I would love to see another bonk coming through on the side of LGD, like really truly milk that Reap Herald.
There's so much going on the map right now, because WE Monkey made the call to blast down a tier 2 turret, but then Sasu's like, no, they're not getting away with this. We can't let them. He TP's directly behind them. The Karis has his own TP. The playpen will not stop the realm warp, but you know what does? Climber stun. So Karis goes down. Monkey's getting slowed up. He commits the flash, but Xiaoya over the wall, going toe-to-toe, not afraid of the Ice Troll himself, and Monkey has to back up to the tier 1 turret. Xiaoya playing a different level of confidence right now, and he's trying to carry his squad home to even this series up 1 apiece. At minimum, a turret's worth of gold, and Sasu's looking to push for even more here. Like the picture-in-picture, you're going to see that top lane tier 1 go down. Another good trade for LGD. That's just the second Ocean Soul, but it's actually XQW that stun locks me as he gets caught out by Vampire. Using the Shockwave to try and buy some space with the Seraph Shield, is going to slip back under the tier 1 turret. Vampire might have thought W had a surefire kill, but now the heating up turret's doing so much damage to him.
Oh, Panther's pinging, Panther's pinging.
Will. Oh, good call out there, Trouble. Good use of the observers. Here comes the 7-1 Climber on the Pantheon, flying in for his 1v1 against Monkey. That one feels personal, but so does that hit from Karis. Pushes too much damage into the face of XQW. Next to fall is YCX. and Climber just can't get close enough. He has to flash forward with the lightning crash out of Xiaoya. How much damage can this Zeri get? 0! Taeyun flies on in behind the feathers to find the... In this, one of the other young prodigies in the jungle. Now he's showing out, but Vampire, he's had some weary engages on this Alistar before, and now he's showing it as he delivers the shockwave of destiny coming out from XQW, and look who's untouched in the fight. It's Xiaoya running wild with the lightning crash, looking to pick up all the kills. It's a defensive realm warp just to save Cube and Karis. LGD are coming back with a vengeance in this series.
Absolutely fantastic aggression right there. Again, no flash onto Taeyun means that it's very, very difficult to walk through choke points, to try and walk through your jungle unattended, without vision. They find target, the execute target, the mid lane tower almost goes down to XPW as well. It's just gonna be 1 or 2 hits from the AD carry. The Katakan going over to LGD, and they're well earned around.
Xiaoya? Oh, here's the Grand Starfall. Karis, Realm Warp is up, but he knows the stun will kind of cancel it. Waits for the first stun to come across from Climber. Yeah. Karis kiting back pretty comfortably. His Cube and Vampire in. Down goes Climber. The 8-1 Pantheon off the board. So all attention turns to Xiaoya. Trying to keep that Lightning Crash passive up. Great double charm quickness coming out from YCX, and Taeyun will pay the Pied Piper. And look who's flying back in after it, Sasa. But it's a bouncy house next to the Alistar and the Scion. Xiaoya doesn't have the Lightning Crash anymore, so he limits his damage, and he doesn't have enough to kill off Cube. We go 1 for 1, but a big shutdown off the board for LGD.
Is Taeyun's ult button broken? There's 2 fights back to back.
No unstoppable onslaught. No subjugate just yet. They don't have the Realm Warp. Huge wing con of W want to try and make the comeback. They're down 4K gold. There's the unstoppable onslaught. Great play place used there from the Yorick of Sasa. Now they're going to actually just try and burn through the Scion. Vampire flies in the background as well. Karis in the stasis as Climber tries to hold the front line. And there flies in YCX. Gets the knockups, gets the charms, and just wrecks the fight for LGD. Sure, you see Monkey pick up the dragon to get to Soul Point, but at what cost, WE? Because Climber is on the hunt, and there's nowhere for Karis to hide. Desperately trying to run away, but the flash for flash trade actually really well mastered, and holy moly! How does Karis get out and kill Xiaoya?
Karis weaves the thread right there through the needle hole. Manages to get out, takes a kill with him. Importantly though, LGD, they lose the dragon, they win the fight. Xiaoya on this Zeri is unstoppable. No point click CC to pin him down left. And when Climber commits the flash, flashes under tower, snipes Xiaoya in the meantime. Fantastic player here. I feel like Karis has been playing very, very well onto this rise. But WE have just not been on the same pace. Sorry. Not pace. He's not here.
FaZe is not here. I mean, W would love FaZe to be here because he's the one that never really gets rattled no matter what the game state is as an AD. And the guy that we pointed as the rock WE has been shaky on the Saya, leading the team with 6 deaths in this one. LGD, they know these fights are still pretty close, and there's a win con and Ocean sold up for WE with so many of them showing bot side. I love this call. They're just looking to burn through this Baron. They don't need to worry about Cube. He's just an easy side piece to push off to the wayside. YCX will fall, but that's LGD with Baron onto 4 members. Can they get out? Xiaoya has to flashback. What a 3-man shockwave coming across from XQW, but Xiaoya gets stunned up. Monkey off to the side doesn't have the damage to finish him off. And look at this Zeri run wild. The electricity in the arena on the rift for the LGD AD carry. He's got the triple kill. Is he going to go for the superstar play? No. Temper your expectations. LGD, they have the Baron. Maybe Xiaoya wants it. You can see it in his eyes. He wants to hunt for these last 2 kills. Taeyun and Karis are having blinking health bars, and the main goal on the other side is Sasa, who is running amok in the base. Trouble. Sasa might just end this game because Karis and Taeyun will not get back to base.
Yeah, XQW is trying to stop in 10 seconds from Monkey. I don't know if he can stop it, but Xiaoya and XQW are looking for the kill right here. Vampire is up, Monkey up in 2 seconds. Can he take every single tower? Sasa's gonna back off. He already took enough. Maybe the maiden, the creeps are gonna finish it off. Open Nexus for WE right here. And I have to say again,
best marksman we had in that single round robin. Awesome to see that motor is still going at max speed with how much this play-in series has at stake for LGD.
I said this was going to be a 3-0 from WE, but LGD are so in soul. Taeyun already having to commit his ult. and only a Nexus itself standing between LGD and their first victory here.
Oh, YCX gets the 3-man charm down, and once again, guess who? It's Xiaoya trying to be the damage dealer. They do have Vampire flying to knock him up, but now Xiaoya has other priorities. The Nexus, no, he's just gonna knock down all of WE. It was a one-sided bout.
Usually Azure, you need those 2 items, so I feel like
Yes.
for WE, their best timing to fight is on that 2-item transition, and for LGD, I feel like they have a much earlier spike. I mean, like Essence Trip
Yeah, tank, by the way. I mean, he's got a Bramble Vest and Tier.
have that range extension, but it's so much better. Oh, hold on.
All right, here we go. I was getting worried that we're going to have these fighting 9 minutes in, but Vampire says, hello, here I come, and here's the reset you want, Monkey. Coley comes out from Xiaoya, though. He's going to try and flash. Can he get the Q through? No, but the double tap auto goes over Karis, and now he's got that Lucian scaling-wise really does benefit up. Okay, hold on. Vampire's going to pop out with the Hex Flash. It sets up Karis, who does have that Rocket Belt. The first Akali, perfect execution, going to come across. Solar Flare, beautifully positioned there by Vampire. The stun lands onto YCX, and he's the one that ends up falling. But that's a 2-0 Akali out of Karis. Back-to-back 2-0 starts in this series. Ooh, Heartbreaker.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Xiaoya going for it all. Dashes forward, gets Taeyun. But that's going to give Monkey a kill back. Burns the barrier. Maybe try to get the dash reset. Gets it closer than we might have expected. Another fight might be coming towards this Drake pit. This Vampire is able to actually kind of just pull the LGD off, you know, with Monkey waiting in the wings. Wow.
The value for things like Lucian, Lee Sin, it really, really falls low.
Oh, Vampire. We're locking in on these solar flares. He's got a bullseye trained. This first time it was YCX, same 3 letters, different order, XQW. An entire bot quadrant of camps to play for, and Vampire is back at it again. This guy's Leona is looking so sharp. He gets the Zenith Blade Solar Flare combination. Remember, Climber does not have that kick from earlier, so he can't get Karis off of his Victor. Perfect execution to find the kill. 4-0 Akali. Climber trying to shut it down. Goes flash for flash, but doesn't have enough in this. The small things that make such difference. I would have completely missed that and just disregarded it as a failed auto, but the Cinder Diff coming across. This is a worrying mid-game state here for LGD. They really got to find ways to mostly try and get gold on XQW, because you called it out, right? Like, the comp's going to slow down for LGD. The Lee Sin value isn't going to be that prominent. You need the Victor to scale in. Maybe they're trying to force a fight here at this Dragon. This will be Infernal Soul Point if Monkey can get in and steal it. Somehow Vampire is actually right in front of the Dragon. The Climber does pick up despite Vampire trying to herald him. Speaking of heralds, here comes, oh my god, Karis using the full use of the herald to get right onto YCX. There's the lifeline cut out from under the Lucian.
Wow, that was a really cool usage of the Reef Herald right there. They will lose the Dragon, WE, but they will take that one tool for themselves and a little bit more control on the map. At the end of the day, LGD got what they wanted. They just lost their support, right? It's not the biggest loss. They'll lose their bot lane tower as well. But again, we see that Milio, again, primary target for Akali. You split from the team, you are dead. And he's very, very squishy. First item, Moonstone, like... It's getting a little bit dicey right here. Entire HP by Vampire.
Hey, Climber! Great kick combo from the Ward Hop, and Vampire is down. It took a while, Trouble, but that's the playmaking we needed out of this Lee Sin from Climber.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, right here, it doesn't really resolve too much. LGD are most likely just gonna look to take that mid lane tier 1. They're even going to transition, that Udyr towards the mid lane as YCX is gonna pop his ult right there for good measure. A little bit of healing.
That's what we need to see improved from that. Recognizing when they have timers to punish LGD resets, that is a very promising sign. So, kind of neuter the Lucian damage a bit. LGD vanquish control of the river, still sticking around, but look at Karis off the side. He is on a ward. LGD know that the Akali is trying to flank. They've lost sight of Karis once more. We see that assassin-like impact out of Karis' Akali. He's the big bad when it comes to the gold department. Climber's trying to hold him off to the side. He's got 2 big problems in front of him. Dragon gonna be secured soon. Vampire gets the stun up. They're going all in for Xiaoya, but it's picked up the Dragon by Monkey, and down falls Xiaoya. Look at the Aatrox with the World Ender of the Akali flying in with the 5-pointed strike to send 4 members of LGD packing back to the fountain.
WE pinched LGD in a very tight spot in their jungle, and they flank them literally to death. 5-0 and 3 on this Akali. 3.8 thousand gold up to his counterpart. WE are gonna take the dragon, they're gonna take mid lane tier 1, they're gonna take mid lane tier 2, and they're gonna grow themselves right here, level 16 Udyr.
Mark Karras, but the Baron, it's solo already, and Karras hops back over the wall, goes into the stasis perfectly, Karras escapes, and then dashes back in alongside Monkey, who knocks down Climber, gets the reset, uses the hijack Sonic Wave to get another one. It's all just rolling down here. Here comes the locomotive of WE. An ace like that, and with Baron, they've ended the game with one swift kick.
Apparently, they handed over the Lee Sin to the guy who can play better. Monkey takes the soul of Climber, solidifies the fight, and WE put themselves on match point this series.
Maybe their most complete game doing it as well, Trouble. 15-3 in the kill count, 27 minutes, all that's needed for them to get one win away from playoffs, and maybe more importantly,
literally pin her under a tower. That's the reason why Nico is so good with Kai'Sa, because she disguises the fact that Kai'Sa gets dunked up from absolutely every other AD carry. That's now meta over as Vampire and Taeyun are right behind him.
Monkey waiting for the rest of his team. Sauce's gonna teleport in. Standing United is available for Sauce. It's Cube that's actually teleporting in. Keeper's verdict up for Monkey. Is he gonna try the 50-50? No, Cease assist comes through, but Monkey gets the dragon. Now the fight finally begins. It's Xiaoya getting the first kill onto Monkey, but what a pull away from Cube. Takes down Xiaoya, and now Climber's gonna have to try and carry the burden. They get the Kai'Sa taken away. Can XQW escape and survive? Because Cube is going crazy in the all-out form. The Aurora singing through for Karras is the healthiest carry left up for WE. And now it's a top lane tank slugfest, but it's Karras that is the victor on the back end of the fight. The one to seal the fate of LGD. Dragon kills everything. WE break open the killless bout in game 4.
All I have to ask anyone
Looks
watching...
like on the bot side, LGD are going to overload with XQW and Climber. They will find that first brick. So mid tier 1 on its last legs, bot tier 1 already cut down for size.
Yeah, Xiaoya, they...
Two, worrying parts of either comp are really much online. Xiaoya, IE's done. This is a 2-item Tristana, but the armor stacking for Cassante, along with the slipperiness of this Aurora, nearly 2 items as well, it's going to make Xiaoya's job so much more difficult.
Yeah, because Vi is not going to survive that long for Black Cleaver to actually have any effect in these fights. If anything, I'd like to see Climber go towards something like a Sterex to just solidify the fact that he leaves a little bit long.
Really interesting movement on the map there is, hold on, Monkey's flying in again, crash down Magic Storm, it's gonna hold 2, takes that bait, the Keeper's verdict, sidestepped by Xiaoya, and Monkey is completely stun locked. He was expecting Tristana to fly away, but instead, Xiaoya's flying forward, reset after reset, the big bad Tristana is here to brawl, and Xiaoya has got more victims to try and knock off the list. Double kill, make it a triple for the LGD AD carry.
All the eggs onto Xiaoya's basket. He's been farming a storm, he's been pushing towers, he got his 2 items, and right here, he's almost bailing LGD out of a disastrous early game for them. Kills going over to that Tristana, Atakan going over to LGD, and gold back swung to the side of LGD.
Gotta take a look at this replay. What these side wave allocations look like as you see Monkey hovering towards Karras' side, trying to knock down that bot tier 1 turret. They're going after the big tank Shen, crash down Magnet Storm, holding Sauce in place, and he is going to be picked off and cut down to size by Karras.
All right, that's a cool pick right here from Team WE that can actually pressure down that tower. 4 members on the map alone, and as you can see on the movement right here, you see Xiaoya on the map. He has been pinged through that bush as well. They've got vision on him. He's going to have to take care of that mid lane push from the side of Taeyun, which means that bot lane tower is going to go down in favor of WE as XQW actually responds with the tower on his own, the top of the map. So at the end of the day, they do burn through the ult from Vi as well, right? Because Aurora can step forward and do this.
Oh my god. He hops in, he burned that rocket jump, and now Xiaoya has to play on the defensive. He gets the stand united, but in comes XQW, held down by the Magnet Storm. Killer Instinct over Taeyun. He wants the number of Xiaoya, 1 auto short. for finding the kill under Tristana, but it's still a winning fight here for WE, just pushing front to back because the big bad Tristana can't step up and play on this playground with WE. Kill found, and Cloud Soul almost a guarantee in this game 4.
Again, reminder, no ulti on Vi means that players like carries on this Aurora can get to play aggressive and dash forward, which is exactly what he did. When you do not have that point and click CC to pin you in place and be capitalized upon, Aurora, Kaisa can play a lot more aggressive, which is exactly what WE did.
LGD flinging to near tethers. Without their Tristana, they don't end up losing a lot. But picture in picture, we have another catch, and it's on to the big protector, YCX. Braum is down. LGD just not in the correct positions around these series-defining objectives, Trouble.
Baron time for WE right here. It's a 4 versus 5. No Shen ult. No Tristana ult. It's going to be up in 4 seconds. No flashes on the key carries from LGD. And they're going to look to try and see if they could potentially steal with Climber.
Oh, Vampire, you got to go now, though. You're drawing WE way too thin here, and you're setting up Climber for a 50-50. Keeper's Verdict's not going to take Climber out. He needs the Miracle Steal to give LGD a lifeline. He's not even going to Fault Breaker over the wall, though, because the Baron aggro is dropped. XQW hits 4 with a Fate sealed. They do trade mid laner for mid laner. The aggro was never dropped. Climber does not get into the pit. Secured by Vampire. Does have the ceases assist down, so he can't.
But Poppy W is such a potent tool to not allow this to happen as Monkey. He's looking from the side, he's looking for the flank.
Oh, he's got the W up, so Xiaoya can't use the rocket jump. Stadium United's coming across as well. Cube's trying to hold the front line. Very, very tanky Cassante that Xiaoya can't burn through, and Vampire pops out of the fray, and he finds Xiaoya! Down goes the Tristana! All bets are off! WE are going for the killer blow! It's just all about the chase down. Mouse and Cat, the Fangs are out! Taeyun drops Climber. Sasa not going to be able to teleport out. Monkey is going to hold them at bay, and the victory formation is going to come down the mid lane for World Elite. It's only a matter of time before the kills start lining back up.
The only remaining member, XQW. No ult, no flash, no team, and an entire WE running through your base.
LGD had to have this team marked on a bulletin board. World Elite were the ones to send them into Nirvana, send them into the lesser level of competition of LPL, and they're about to do it again. First time was their bad, second time, it's all WE up here. They've got Baron on nearly everybody, they got the Cloud Soul, they got the base broken open. Trouble is it only one fight away from a series end here?
WE so difficult for a full AD team to break through such brick walls of tanks.
Again, Trouble. Vampire is cooking with these picks. Taeyun has XQW. Salute him on the way out, and more so salute these turrets because they are cannon fodder for Taeyun right now.
Yeah, still Baroned up for another 30 seconds. Cube is going to help that mid lane wave walk inside LGD's base as Taeyun is escorting the top side to that last outer tower remaining for the side of LGD. WE 4 versus 5 in their favor with 20 more seconds onto XQW. Can LGD hold?
LGD want to compete in Group Ascend. They want that playoff spot to show that Nirvana isn't a cup below the rest of the fray. They've got to reach in for something deep now because their base is in complete tatters.
Taeyun, Kaisa, like...
Oh, but it's XQW. He gets caught on the side lanes again. It's almost the same spot he fell just a minute earlier.
The block.
It's been mistake after mistake from LGD.
The mid laner is back up.
Desperately trying to cover these waves with Sasa answering mid and top, knowing he has the Stand United over. But we can't give this Elder. LGD, we're giving Elder Dragon to WE. I know they can't, but this is a death sentence.
Angel now purchased for Climber, and this is the last try for LGD to bring back this series, to give us silver scrapes. But is it too late? 10,000 gold separating those two teams, and WE have got the Elder Dragon in their pocket as well.
Gotta be a miracle. Who knows where it will come from, but LGD are gambling on miracles As here comes the Elder Dub team, my lord. Xiaoya almost got executed by Greybeard right there off the one Aurora combo. Sasa hits a huge fate sealed, set up for XQW. Stasis has all come out, but it's just not enough. The Elder Dragon, the raw damage of Karis, it's not going to save them. Xiaoya trying to kite back towards his Nexus turrets, but he's lost all of his teammates, and he'll have to watch in peril as once again it's World Elite to establish themselves in Group Ascend and send themselves to top 8 in Split 2.
Team Dub